cheap wine and chocolate. Those are the first two thoughts that popped in my head when I found out that I'd be spending 5 months abroad in Valparaiso, Chile. As a very broke and frugal college student, I was well aware that products in most Central and South American countries would be much cheaper than what I was accustomed to in the States. This generalization was the beginning of my journey into the world of commerce in Chile, and more specifically, commerce in the streets. As a project for my Spanish class, we were asked to research a specific topic related to Chilean culture. I chose street vendors. My daily routine was characterized by the appearance of these street vendors, often the same faces day after day. The mostly occupied sidewalks and street corners, but vendors would also hop on most forms of transportation, trying to convince you to buy a flashlight, roasted peanuts, or maybe even a sponge. Although I would not consider myself an ignorant person, this project revealed a completely unknown world to me. I discovered that there existed many types of street vendors, and each type had its own spot in the street vendor social hierarchy. There were your vendors who sold goods on the bus or subway, street vendors who sold cheaply made clothing and other products on the sidewalk, street vendors who sold artisanal goods, and vendors who sold at specified stalls at fairs. I was able to interview and get to know street vendors from each of these walks of life, and it slowly opened my eyes to the world that had existed all around me, but that I never took the time to understand. Many of these vendors, especially women who often sold poorer quality goods on the street, told me that they had no other means of income, and street vending was the only way to feed their hungry children.
Y en otro lado lo explotan. Tanto todo el día para ganar los 6.000 pesos. Y aquí por lo menos salimos ropa y vendimos al tiro. Es plata diaria que nosotros vivimos de esto. Nosotros si nos venimos, al otro día no tenemos nada para comer.
Other vendors talked to me about the impact of a future mega mall on their businesses and how the impacts of industrialization and globalization have affected their lives.
Acerca del proyecto este que estamos nosotros los artesanos acá porque llegan grandes almacenes que tal vez, como te dije, traigan productos más baratos o también está en el hecho de que como ellos...
The introduction of a commercial mega mall in a historically non-conforming city with a thriving local culture will take away the desperately needed business from these vendors, leading consumers to move their local business shopping habits to a more globalized corporation-based business. I even had the chance to try selling some merchandise on the street, and I was able to see how difficult and stressful the experience can be. These unique individuals had such an important impact on my view of this culture, and more importantly, my mindset towards small, local, and informal business. After my experience with these eclectic street vendors of Valparaiso, I go out of my way to make purchases at local businesses in my town, as well as purchasing fair trade products handmade by people from less developed countries. This experience taught me a very valuable lesson. Never let an unfamiliar face, business, or culture stay unfamiliar. Take the time to discover new things and redefine your view of the world around you.